hope you do absolutely fantastic today. Another benchmark, this time with a different CPU. We have the same video card. Video card is NVIDIA GTX 1060. Still pretty relevant, especially with the 6-pin. This HP 400 has only a 6-pin power supply connector, so that means you could swap out to a Corsair power supply or something, but it doesn't fit in here. It's a really weird form factor. It's HP specialty or something. But so yeah, the CPU we have this time in this board is an Intel Xeon w3680. I'm afraid not the 90. Those are still really expensive, but and hard to get in my country now, because they're really wanted by enthusiasts. I have the w3680. The reason you never heard of it maybe is it's a Workstation CPU from 2011-12, maybe even 13. It was top of the end on that time, and around the CPU price at that time is around $600 or maybe $600 or maybe around 500 euros about that time. I got it for 60 euros or dollars. I don't know what the comparison is to those two currencies. But yeah, we do the most heaviest benchmark I can do on the games I have. Let's go to Wildlands. It still hammers down today. It's really heavy. We do a benchmark run on the very high preset, and of course the ultimate, the eye candy. Yeah, we have plenty of VRAM. I did it on purpose. I looked for a video card that has lots of VRAM because I'm noticing, oh, Rainbow Six can have a 7 GB requirement for the super texture pack. Yeah. That's not the only game. More games keep getting more. It's now 2,600 megabytes used in video RAM. But so as you can see, we have all kinds of numbers here. You probably don't know what half of it means. I'll explain it to you. Of course, the most critical one is your FPS. That's the white one over here. That's the 3D D11. You want it to stick around 60 if you want to have comfortable gameplay. This is CPU status. It's 50 degrees around. It's 30% loaded, and the frequency goes up to 3.7, I believe. I'm not sure. I can show some pictures or something on here. Post-production. GPU's now 60% loaded with 800 megahertz. You wanna, if you're not really technical knowledge, just look at the percentage and the FPS and the percentage of the CPU. If those stick below 90% while gaming, you have most likely a comfortable experience. But if you want to be ballsy and go 2000 something, what was it? Video. If you want to game on 2715 by 1527, even on high-end systems today, they will struggle. But the Xeon has more cache memory than normal i7 or i5 or i9. I'm not sure how much cache memory they have. I think they have like 20 megabytes. That's like, it's no wonder that the i9 CPU is $800 something. But yeah, this is video settings, which is of course full screen, resolution scaling, 1:1, VSync bullshit is off. We won't have delay. If you want to be a professional soldier gamer, always turn on VSync. It can increase your control qualities. Brightness, it's not a big deal. The sharpening is 30. I don't think that's affect too many things at sharpness. But yeah, the very high preset is pretty much what you see over here. These are preferences, these never change actually, some of them. Like hair details. Enhanced, normal. Actually, we'll just leave the preset. First, since we have the benchmark button, we press the B. And do that first, because if you're inside story mode, it doesn't do that anymore. You need to go back to the menu, and that takes time. There's even a graph down here, so you can see the peaks and lows of the FPS. It's locked down on 60, so this system runs the most efficient if it's locked down on 60. If it fluxes up and down all the time really fast, it creates a lot of it creates some tearing you get when the camera's moving kind of fast. The top half of the screen will stay a little bit behind of the underside of the screen. Will yeah, it looks like a tearing effect. Like you moving your camera past the tree looks like it's cut off a little bit. This is an open world game, third person, so 50 FPS is really acceptable. First person view will be more susceptible to uncomfortable gameplay below 60, but a third person's not really a big deal. The graph is a little bit in the way, so let's turn that down maybe later. Alright, our FPS is 53, min is a max. CPU and GPU percentage, the GPU almost got balls to the walls, just like it's supposed to. The fan curve is modified to go ramp up 100% at 78 degrees Celsius. Game version, it's just a random number. I don't know what it exactly is. Service Pack 0 is kind of funny because normally it's Windows 7. Actually got a little more FPS on Windows 7, but Windows 10 is kind of weird. But I have Razer Cortex, so it cuts down the unnecessary junk in the background, so the FPS goes up by 10 FPS sometimes. If you have a lot of junk in the background. Here's CPU, it's w3680, 3.3 megahertz. That's a turbo boost. It's boosted now to 3.4. So it's now boosted because I turned on enhanced Intel turbo boost. Hyperthreading is turned off because most games don't utilize more than 8 cores, only 4 or 6. This game is, I think it's using all the 6 cores. The thing is, if you turn off hyperthreading on a CPU that has not so many cores, like this one, if you have a 6-core raw Pro CPU, raw meaning the logic, 6 cores, not hyperthreaded. Hyperthreading is actually adding 6 more feeder units for the cores, making it run more efficient for video editing and stuff, but not for games. If you have a 4-core CPU that has hyperthreading, you will enable that because you're getting some advantage, because this game will utilize at least 8 cores. There's also a secondary video card, but that's only used for the VGA monitor. It's not doing anything right now. It's a Fire Pro from 2009. It's an AMD. it's not in use right now, it's not even showing up here. I just upgraded my memory recently. I have some Asus memory from my very first computer, 2 sticks or something, and the 4 other Kingston HyperX Blue memory, 2014 style I think. 1600 megahertz, but only 1200 megahertz is usable because it's a workstation motherboard. Maybe it's more reliable on low frequency, but most games don't care about low frequency, they like high RAM more. Especially this game, it likes super high RAM. It runs a little bit better with really lots of memory. Most games don't even start below 8 gigabytes, so it's... yeah. So yeah, let's go to the real life experience. Take our GMC Suburban and drive to the jungle. That's ultra. Why the fuck not? I got a preset on Ultra and we tanking down to 30. Guy from the future. Keep in mind I made a big freaking mistake actually. I had the energy saving setting turned on. That means maybe I have 20% less score than it should have, so if you're buying the same CPU you should have a better score, because I power was a power failure one day and it was on battery mode, so I switched to energy saving mode and I never switched it back to high performance or Cortex manager. So yeah. So you can run ultra settings with slightly better GPU than GTX 1060. If you run a 1060-70 or 980, if you run a 1070 Ti or a normal edition, you should reach 60 FPS by then, I think. Especially the 6 gig model, because this game is using lots of freaking RAM. Like a lot. Because high quality jungle and stuff. Meanwhile, go to the other me. Yeah, there's a big jump in beauty, but also a system hit. Video card is almost 100% active. Act 9 Seville. I'm just kidding. In this game the Cadillac is a Dentelay or something. It's now to 30, it was 35. But still the controls are pretty good, no issues. No lag. 12 megabytes of CPU cache. The normal, oh, it goes to 28. That, yeah, now we're gonna have control delays, I guess. Let's go to combat. There's some gangsters over here we need to take care of. Some coke addicted gangsters. The Toyota picnic gang is here, you mother bitches! Even in a battle that stays on 30. Impressive. Pretty impressive. Oh, it goes... yeah, it goes down sometimes to 28. You can experience some control delays. We got a sniper. Oh. Does car lights affect? No, that was coincidence. When I turned off the car lights, the FPS jumped back to 39. That was funny. I thought it was affecting, but that would be stupid. Okay, I think we know enough for this one. Let's go to my summer car. Okay, I had a little trouble over there. I was running 16 FPS for the beginning, but I didn't realize what's going on. I just go to the Razer Cortex and press the boost button. Windows was doing something heavy, so yeah. Now it's 36, pretty acceptable. I mean, look what how many freaking stockpiles I've created. I mean, I'm living in the freaking Norwegian jungle. I mean, Finland jungle. So you gotta have a stockpile of beer. Okay, I'm doing something really stupid. I'm gonna drive with a beer. Well, this game it's normal to drink and drive, but I usually die after a half hour driving. Oh, control. Jeez, it was a long time ago since I played this. Controller's okay. That's... It doesn't feel like 60 kilometers an hour, but it's... yeah. This is downhill, or the other way is uphill, so yeah. I wanna go quick. Oil pressure's good. Temperature seems good. Battery's charging. Ready for some fast driving. Plus, if you're a mechanic, helvete! Alright, this just goes forward and hopefully it's logging in. This time it worked. It failed 2 times, I don't know why. Alright, let's check the settings and crank them all the way up, just like the previous benchmark with the 50 CPU RAM. Let's get all the good stuff. Just as usual, the jungle will be more tense, so it's running now perfectly 60 all the time. Sometimes 50, but it's a war zone here. The quality in the distance is kind of disappointing somehow. I don't know what's up with that.
Go kick some ass down there, hermano.
Ooh, a crane car. I don't know if this game has a... I don't know if this game has a built-in benchmark. Look, if it's not smoking, don't even fix it. This is video games, buddy. Except you lost the hose by a snake. Oh yeah! Whee! Oh, this is epic. The anti-aliasing is kind of diabolical in this game, but you can also up to your resolution and turn anti-aliasing off. That's a good fix for that. Always works for perfect lines. He's scared. I know how this thing is working. Don't you go away! Ow! This is the fall update. I mean the spring update. That means they have added some new lighting effects and different things. What the heck? That doesn't look very safe. Oh, it's definitely not safe. Fucking hell. I need to go down. The air is ionizing. Oh, dick! Ow! Okay, we're now on Grand Theft Auto 5. We cannot test online because I'm still permanently banned for whatever fucking reason. Hundreds of thousands of people got the same issue. If you want to know more about it, just search on YouTube. There were a couple ban waves, couple years. And yeah, the last match I think I did just a normal mission, but there was one hacker, I think, and I was banned permanently out of nowhere. So yeah, it's really strange. This game is really bad. You really don't want to play it on PC, actually. It's just not safe anymore for your money, at least. Okay, these are the settings. Everything is pretty much on high, very high. Let's run the benchmark. Wow, 70. Only AMD FX You're never getting this amount. It was always around the 30 or 50s. But never like this. Holy shit, this thing is good. Wow, eh? Grand Theft Auto 5 really favors Intel, eh? '82, holy shit. This is extreme scenario. I mean, the weather is changing really quick. The day cycle goes really quick. It really puts a hammer down on the performance. That was impressive. 80 FPS sometimes. I might install a bunch of freaking mods and have some fun in story mode. I mean, if Rockstar's so mean, why not just play with mods and story mode? I mean, I'm bad anyway. There is a custom server system out there, so you can. This is a program for this game, so you can play online on custom servers. That's not of Rockstar's property. That's run by communities, and you have even simulation departments like LFDR, police simulation jobs and stuff. It's pretty cool. The acting is so bad. In real life, most of the people don't even know what's going on and just start taking cover because they're scared and not make noise. That's actually the reality. Ah, what a beautiful day. Whoa! That needs to go trimmed down. It doesn't do it now. Okay, we're trying to land a Blackbird 71 stealth plane. Schiphol. It's a pretty nice airport actually. It's in the Netherlands, I think. The FPS is pretty bombable. Gears down, flaps not available, it's a super jet. Jesus Christ, this thing is sensitive. Just perfect on the stop line. Alright, that's it for all the benchmarks. If you want to have something more tested, just give a reaction and make a new one, very short one, just for you.